This is BBC2 for the Midlands.
Hello again. We've got the Millennium on our minds this week. Not on this occasion that dome. No, we're talking about another kind of disaster altogether. The Millennium Bug. Could the world as we know it cave in with aircraft falling from the skies and financial markets vanishing before our eyes? Or should we stamp on all this alarmist hype? Also this week, exactly 12 months from now, the regional development agencies are due to start work. One in the West Midlands, one in the East Midlands. Could they, should they, evolve into new parliaments for the English regions? That's the question for our studio debate this afternoon with Peter Snape, MP for West Bromwich East and Chairman of the West Midlands Parliamentary Labour Party. And joining us from Worcester, Sir Michael Spicer, the Conservative MP for West Worcestershire, a former Minister at the Departments of the Environment, Transport and Trade and Industry. The year 2000, known to computer buffs as Y2K, and that could spell disaster, or a whole string of disasters, if some of the more lurid advance warnings are to be believed. Hence the Prime Minister's promise of £97 million for 20,000 Millennium Bug busters. And next week, we can reveal the Commons Science and Technology Select Committee will unveil their proposals for avoiding Armageddon. Our reporter Anne Hines has been finding out how Midlanders are preparing for the moment when all those zeros pop up on all the clocks.
Images of daily life, but all threatened with destruction at the stroke of midnight 1999. And the terminator is the Millennium Bug. Not a bug, in fact, but a double digit. In order to save memory space, many software programmers recorded years using the last two digits rather than all four, so computer chips can't distinguish between the year 2000 and the year 1900. But last Monday, at the Millennium Conference in London, the Prime Minister brought us all back to the future.
If we don't act, then the result will be loss of money, of power and influence, perhaps on a disastrous scale. If we do act, however, we can make Britain ahead of the game, better prepared than anyone else.
The Science and Technology Select Committee is concerned about the scale of the problem.
For the public sector, for the government, they have to check out absolutely everything they've got, from DSS systems that pay people's pensions and child allowance through to NHS life support machines. Schools, all the computers that are in schools have to be checked out. But it's embedded chips as well, which are in things like lifts and cookers and traffic lights and railway signalling systems. All of these could go wrong and have to be checked out.
Solihull NHS Trust estimates that £1 million will be spent on bug busting.
We took a very early start in setting up a project team about a year ago in order to identify the scope of the problem and the resources we needed to address this very difficult issue. There are three major problems confronting hospitals like this. Firstly, the main hospital computer system and all the PCs that go with that. Secondly, the many thousands of items of medical equipment we have in a large teaching hospital like this. And thirdly, our building control systems such as lifts and ventilation systems. We, of course, buy in major utilities such as electricity, gas and water and so on. And it's all of these suppliers that will have to be year 2000 compliant for us to be satisfied.
Latest estimates put public sector costs to deal with the Millennium Bug at £3 billion and rising. But the private sector has to consider its profits as well as its customers.
It'll cost us tens of millions of pounds. However, there is no magic pot. As a company, we have to make choices. So in the period 97 through 99, we will have stopped doing certain things in order to concentrate on the Millennium. Inside the company, it is a major issue. However, we're not an island. We have to work with our suppliers. We have 700 direct material suppliers. If one of them goes under because of the Millennium, it affects us and the other 699 suppliers who will also not be able to continue in business.
Garner Harris Associates in Hampton in Arden